Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about the stack editor. Stack editor is a structured code editor based on ClojureScript. It's designed to edit code in another way, which is go beyond the files and the syntax. Now to start using stack editor, very simple. You have to install a npm package called stack editor. I have already installed it, and see, and create a file called stack_sample. You may find this name is very strange, or you may use closure.ir to closure.etm, or even to hold the underlying IR file. And to start the project, you have to create a hash map called package. I will pick the name client as the namespace, and add files to be empty. Nice, great, or nice enough. And then use the command line called stack editor to start the file. Because the default name is stack_sample, so I have to specify the name here. So it tells me this server is running on port 7010, and I can edit with this address. Now I have opened the editor, which is based on Chrome and web technology with ClojureScript. So internally it's a ClojureScript project. For Clojure, you may know the concepts of namespace, definition, or other things, or even expressions as expressions. So here I'm going to create a namespace first called main, and then I'm going to create a function called main. Main and some basic code called hello. Yeah. Now let's see what's generated. Here's another file, another folder called src. Inside the folder is a function called main with its namespace defined. Yeah, likely the code is just here. Then I'm going to create another function called render app. The main function, I'm going to call the function with render app, and more function, and call it in here. Now you can see three function definitions in this file. You may notice they are in the right order because main function is called inside the render app. The render app is called inside the main. In stack editors, there's algorithms to figure out which function is using which one, and make them place in the right order. If they are not, if they have circular dependencies, I will generate declare. If you know Clojure, you may know what's the usage. And in the file we just created, here's the namespace is inserted into the hash map, and with the namespace definitions and procs, the functions we defined is inside the definitions. Here are the functions called main and rendApp and more function. The procs is designed for the code that does not fit into either namespace or definitions. Here's an example. I was used to print file loaded for file loaded 2. The code may look strange, but here's how it looks, and it will generate code like this is the internal representation, and the code generated is like they are just a function calls appending to the file. To give you a more specific, more obvious view, here's the namespace called main, and here's the namespace in the first line, and the definitions, and the procs, So this is how it works. It's the IR file. Each project may have an IR file. For larger projects, you may see this project called Stack Editor. Here is an IR file for Clojure, which is very large, which contains more than 2,000 lines, and the most part of it is the factors to representing the code. So what I mean is the code in Stack Edit project is stored in an IR file, where the code is put in factors and inside a hash map maintaining the whole namespace and the files. So let's try this one. SE is an alias for Stack Editor. The server is created and the edit is here. You may see there are more namespaces and many functions. So Stack Editor is called Stack. It's named after Stack for some reason, because if you want to edit the functions, there is a stack on the left. More specifically, say I want to edit the main function here, and I want to edit a function called component container. It's a component used to render the app, and I can press Command D to go to the definition of this function. I may need keycast. I may need keycast to show the key in the specific namespace. I think it's a bug. Yeah. So let's do it again. I press Command D to go to the definition, Command D to go to the definition, and Command D and Command D to and Command D all the way down to find the function. And you can see from here the sidebar. The sidebar contains the parse to edit the function. So the style debugger is used in the function body, and the round function is used here, and is used in here. So the sidebar just contains the stack to find the find this function. So this idea is inspired by Chrome. In Chrome, to show how it works, I'm going to add a breakpoint here. Search modification, and now I got a call stack. Pop this window, and I got a call stack. And by navigating the call stack, we can find all the functions related to the current breakpoint. You may imagine that if we can you can edit code to related to this call stack. We can quickly access to all the environment related. Result. So in stack editor, we just got these features on this sidebar. Yeah. I don't know how to continue for some reasons. Yeah, you can also file with Command P to switch between the functions, and also other means to select. Select is passed in from here. So I just random access some of the functions. Pardon me. So I have already talked about how to use the command line of stack editor by installing from npm and open a web page, and I also talked about how to read the IR file, which contains the information of this whole project. And also I talked about how this editor was designed, because I want to identify this call stack to find all related functions to the current feature I working on. That's the main part of stack editor. But I got more features to make it usable. It's mainly keyboard shortcuts, because I'm programming every day. For example, I can use Command U to find the usage of the function, and all functions will finally go to a root component, which is used by the main function, and it's attached to the window onload event. And I can use some functions like copy and paste to edit the tree, or even just Command B to duplicate the expressions, or just tab to nest the tree. I don't want to save it. Just let's go back to the SEC is short for stack editor. And more like this to save the file. And one more thing I want to show you is how stack editor works. Yeah, as I press save, it sends a request to the server which contains print. As I press save, and after adding this token, this word, it sends a factor to the server. The content is just a file main. It says in the namespace in the file main in the definition called randapp. In the position third, append this token, this change. We can find more random things, more random words. And as I press save, yeah, this one is messy, and I'm going to add x. I add x here, and you can see from here it's roughly the same. But has more numbers, so to indicating where the position is, and at the end just append x. So it will finally find the file here and find the right position to insert an x. This is how stack editor works internally. Yeah, you may need more keyboard shortcuts here. I have listed them here in case you need them. Yeah. So this is the introduction to stack editor. Thanks for watching.